Hello, hi everyone, this is Shrija. Welcome to Skin or Real, where I talk all things skincare. So if you like skincare related content, then make sure that you subscribe. Likewise, you can also follow me on Instagram, where I post more regularly. And I have been really doing a lot of fun reels on Instagram. So if you are not aware about my Instagram profile yet, I highly recommend you check it out because I am more active there and I'm consistently posting almost every other day. Now, after my last sunscreen video where I told you guys about the regulations of sunscreen in India and how that creates an environment of mistrust, I got a lot of requests from you guys to do a video on Indian sunscreens that I actually trust and something that is also affordable. So from past 2 months, I have been trying out a lot of Indian sunscreens and finally I have a recommendation list for you guys. I'm really not going to waste my energy on talking about the filters and the price. All of it will be mentioned in this box below while I'm talking about the product. I'm more interested in showing you the texture and how the particular sunscreen feels on your skin, because this is something that you guys always want me to do. So yes, the focus of this video would be on the texture of the sunscreen, and of course the filters used, the kind of protection it provides, and the price list will be mentioned in the box. So starting with the product number 1, and it's by a brand called FIXDERMA, and their sunscreen is called Shadow Silicone Matte Cream. This is a hybrid sunscreen, but it really absorbs like a dream and there is no white cast. Let me show you the texture. So of course this is not this is not how much sunscreen you should apply. I just don't want to waste the product, so for the purpose of the video I'm just going to show this much quantity. So when you blend it in, it gives like a very matte finish to you, like a sort of a primer. I think oily skin would appreciate it more because this is, if you have dry skin and you feel that your skin gets flaky, these kind of matte sunscreens can pill on your skin. But if you have oily skin, I think you will really appreciate the texture. And look at it, like there is absolutely no white cast. It gets absorbed immediately. There is no heaviness. Like it's similar to True Derma, but I find the texture much lighter. Like if you have tried the True Derma sunscreen, you guys know I have also done a video on that particular sunscreen, but this is something similar, except there is like a lighter feel to it. See, there is no white cast and it just absorbs immediately. It is easily available in India. It's not even too expensive and the filters are quite decent and I kind of love it. Yes, definitely. This is like my second bottle and I wouldn't have purchased it if I didn't like it. So moving on to my next sunscreen, and that is again from FIXDERMA. Is their Shadow Gel Sunscreen. This is probably the most affordable sunscreen in the list because for I think around 300 or something you get like a big 75-gram tube. And this one I highly recommend if you have oily and combination skin types. Let me show you the texture. This is again a hybrid formula, but this is more like a watery gel kind of texture. Again, it's gonna blend. Like, do you see how light the texture is? It's like similar to Korean sunscreens. Like this is probably the first Indian sunscreen that I found to be this lightweight and absorbent, and this is not gonna make you feel any, like this is not gonna make you feel greasy or give you any heavy white cast. There's no white cast at all in this particular product. Just look at the finish. And this also gives a very matte finish. There is no shine. For me, this doesn't pill at all, but I have few clients who use this particular, like right now, do you see there's no pilling? But I have few clients who have used this particular product and they feel that it pills on reapplication if they have used vitamin C serums, but this doesn't happen to me. But of course I'm sharing like a general issue that I know about this particular product. So if you're not using vitamin C, I think this is like a perfect product for you. Look at it, no shine at all. Now moving on to my third sunscreen, and this one is a Korean sunscreen. I tried this recently. I ordered it from Beauty Ban India. Currently their services are suspended, but when they resume their services, I highly recommend you try it out. This is again a hybrid sunscreen and the texture is similar to other Korean sunscreens. It's like very moisturizing. This is more suitable for dry skin. Like if I reapply this product, I find that my T-zones get really oily and it gives like a shiny appearance. So yes, if I'm skipping moisturizer, it's okay, but then I find it too moisturizing. Like I ordered 2 tubes, but unfortunately I have to give the second tube to my mom because it's too moisturizing for me. This is amazing for dry skin, and if you're worried about the SPF testing, this one has more UV filters as compared to Purito and other Korean sunscreens that are failing there. SPF testing. And I also saw a report about the same, that this one has passed the SPF testing, and only then I tried it. So this is the final effect. I'm layering it over a lot of sunscreen, so my hand might look a little shiny, but this is a beautiful sunscreen. Of course, it's expensive because it's a Korean product, but I highly recommend it for dry skin. Now moving on to the next sunscreen in the list, and that is Eclipse Solar. I don't know how to say it. This was one sunscreen that I purchased by seeing its reviews on Reels, and this was recommended by dermatologists, so I had to give it a try. This one is a pure physical sunscreen. I'm not someone who enjoys physical sunscreen so much, but because this was recommended by dermat, so I was like, you know, and it was one of the best rated products, so I was like, I have to give this a product a try. So this one is also easily available in the pharmacies, and the texture when you first blend it, it's of course not as light as the other sunscreens because it's a physical sunscreen, but when you blend it in, for a moment you might feel there's a slight white cast because it's a pure physical sunscreen, but if you keep blending it in, the white cast gets dissolved, and the overall effect is like a very matte finish. I don't know why some people complain that the sunscreen is too powdery or gritty, but I have never experienced anything. This one, the fragrance is a little strong when you first apply it, but I really don't mind it because as it fades away, and it's a really good option for a pure physical sunscreen in India, so I do recommend trying it. Again, it's available in the local pharmacies. Yeah, one thing that I did not really like about this product was the packaging, because initially when you open the product, you have to literally try the pump for good 5, 6, 7 times to dispense out the product, but after that it's really fine, and you will be easily able to take out the product. But yes, this is the final finish, and I do recommend this sunscreen for oily and combination skin. Even if you have dry skin, you can use this because this does not give like that silicone matte effect. It's like quite hydrating. Okay, now the sunscreen has started pilling also on my hand because it doesn't pill usually, but right now because I have applied so many layers without giving any gap, so that's the reason. Now moving on to the last sunscreen on my list, and that is Reequil matte dry sunscreen. I don't have that product with me. I finished the last tube and then I was not able to get my hands on during the Nykaa sale. So, but that is also a really good product. Initially when I tried it out, I did not enjoy it. Like I tried that product once last year and I was like, this sunscreen is so greasy. But again, when I tried it out this year, I really like the formula. This is again a silicone based sunscreen and it absorbs like a dream. I highly recommend it if you have oily acne prone skin. Now, whenever I see silicone, I see there's a fear of silicone in skincare. If you are still fearful of silicones, I do recommend checking out my video on fear mongering in skincare where I have covered this topic. But just to give you a brief, even if you have oily acne prone skin, you can use silicone based products and it's not going to clog your pores at all. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you want me to try any other Indian sunscreen, then please feel free to leave them in the comments below because I'm always willing to try new sunscreens for you guys, provided they should be like from decent brands. Like I'm not going to try anything from Lotus Herbals, Forest Essentials or things like that. I'm really not going to try any natural sunscreens or sunscreens without UV filters. So yes, be sure that you are like recommending decent brands and I will definitely check them out. I hope this video was useful for you guys, and if you enjoy watching my content, then please consider subscribing if you haven't yet, and I will see you next time. Bye.